The autumn wind swept through the small town of Milford, Ohio, carrying with it the crisp scent of fallen leaves and the faint smoke of fireplaces. On the outskirts of town stood a house no one visited anymore, a 3-story Victorian relic at the very end of Ashwood Lane. Its windows were boarded, its paint peeled in strips like flaking skin, and vines crawled up its porch as if nature itself was trying to strangle it. Locals called it the Barton House. Children dared each other to touch the gate, but even the bravest never stayed long. Strange lights, muffled cries, and the sound of footsteps pacing empty halls had kept it abandoned for decades. But on the night of October 29th, 2021, 4 college friends from Columbus, Ethan, Rachel, Chris, and Maya, decided the Barton House would be the perfect spot for their Halloween documentary project. "Urban legends make the best views," Chris said, loading his camera with a grin. "Well, stay overnight, record everything, and boom viral video." Rachel frowned, hugging her jacket against the biting wind. "Places are abandoned for a reason." "Exactly," Ethan replied, brushing his dark hair out of his eyes. "Which makes it perfect. We show nothing happens, we debunk the myth, and we get an A. Maya, quiet until now, whispered. "And if something does happen?" Chris chuckled. "Then we'll be rich instead of just getting an A." By midnight, the group stood before the rotting house. Their flashlights cut across the yard, illuminating the sagging porch and rusted door knocker shaped like a screaming face. The gate creaked open with a sound like bones snapping. Inside, the air smelled of mold and dust. Their footsteps stirred clouds that glittered in the beams of their lights. Faded wallpaper peeled in curling strips, and every corner seemed to exhale cold air. "Creepy but manageable," Ethan muttered, setting down his backpack of gear. He pulled out an EMF detector, eager to prove nothing lurked in the house. The device crackled faintly, its needle twitching. Rachel looked uneasy. "Did you turn it on already?" "Yeah," Ethan said, but his voice lacked conviction. They chose the living room as their base. The fireplace was blackened with soot, and above it hung a shattered mirror whose surface was spider-webbed with cracks. Chris adjusted his camera and began narrating. Milford's infamous Barton House, once home to Henry and Eliza Barton and their daughter Clara, until 1954 when tragedy struck. He moved the lens across the room, catching Rachel's pale face as she whispered, "The daughter. She's the one who," Maya finished for her, "hanged herself, right there on the 3rd floor." A silence followed, broken only by the creak of the house settling. Hours passed. They explored dusty bedrooms where broken dolls lay in tangled heaps, and closets where the air was inexplicably colder. The EMF meter spiked whenever they neared the staircase to the upper floors. "Looks like Clara wants us upstairs," Chris joked nervously. The 3rd floor was worse. The hallway stretched long and narrow, lined with doors that seemed to lean inward. Water stains on the ceiling looked disturbingly like faces screaming. At the very end was Clara's room. Her bed remained, its canopy tattered. On the wall, carved deep into the wood, were words that made Rachel's skin crawl. "She won't let me leave." "Jesus," Ethan muttered, tracing the letters with his flashlight. "Probably just vandals." But then they heard it. A soft thump, like bare feet on wooden boards. Maya gripped Rachel's arm. "Please tell me that was one of you." No one answered. The camera light flickered. Chris slapped it, swore, and pointed it toward the hallway. The lens caught a figure just for an instant. A girl in a white dress, long black hair veiling her face, standing at the far end, then gone. "Did you see that?" Chris whispered, panic breaking through his bravado. "We think so," Ethan stammered. Rachel's voice shook. "Let's leave. Now." But the house had other plans. When they tried the staircase, they found only a wall. Solid, seamless plaster where the stairs had been. "That's not possible," Ethan said, pounding the wall. His hands came away gray with dust. Every exit was gone. Doors led to bricked-up barriers, windows showed not the yard, but endless dark void. The Barton house had swallowed them whole. Chris kept filming, his hands trembling. "This is insane. This is gold." A scream cut him off. Maya had backed into the cracked mirror in the living room, and her reflection didn't move with her. It smiled when she wasn't. Its mouth stretched unnaturally wide, splitting into a jagged grin. Run! Ethan shouted. They bolted into the dining room. Chairs were overturned, the table coated with dust but set with plates. As they watched, the plates filled themselves. Meat crawling with maggots, glasses brimming with something thick and red. Rachel gagged. It's blood. The house moaned. The sound seemed to come from the walls, the floor, even the air. The temperature dropped until their breath smoked white. A girl's voice whispered close to Rachel's ear. "Stay with me." She spun around. Nothing. But when Chris lifted the camera, Clara Barton stood right behind her. Her neck was twisted, rope burns raw and black, eyes white and weeping. Rachel screamed as the ghost lunged. The camera fell, clattering against the floor, capturing chaos. Ethan shouting, Maya sobbing, Rachel's scream cut short. When Chris scrambled for the camera, Rachel was gone, vanished. Only her scarf lay on the floor, soaked in fresh blood. "Where is she?" Maya shrieked. The ghost appeared again, closer this time. Her face was inches from the lens. "Don't leave me," she whispered. The footage ended in static. The following morning, Ashwood Lane was quiet. The Barton house stood as it always had, silent, decaying. But inside, a new scarf lay in the dust. The camera, cracked but intact, still recorded. And faintly, through the static, a girl's voice could be heard. "I'm still here.